Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our deciding Game 3 of our first match for the evening. It's your playoffs for the International 3 Eastern Qualifiers, LGD China versus Rising Stars, the first two of 4 Chinese teams. I'm LD, he's Lumi. Lumi, Game 3, do you think Rising Stars has a shot?
2-1 LGD, said it.
2-1.
But we'll keep backing it up, and the draft reflects. The only way that LGD would make me scared is when they have some wonky draft. We see them in the G1 LAN finals. They have some very suspect ones. Yeah. And they could still have one here, but the band so far looks so good because Wuss is not in the point anymore.
Looks pretty standard so far. I mean, you mentioned when they were losing games, mostly it was kind of unusual drafts. I mean, well, we'll see what happens here. Pretty standard band so far. Batrider in the pool, Magnus in the pool, Low Druid in the pool.
They're banning out what knows will beat them. Darkseer, I kind of talked about maybe deserve an early ban because they just combo so well with a lot of strategy, but LG is going to get a top tier support in the form of a Shadow Demon.
Yeah, this hero actually I think was banned our first 2 games in, the first stage as well.
Yeah,
well,
I mean,
he'll go through now.
He deserved kind of the powerful ban, and perhaps we're going to see it this way. I mean, they picked up the Shadow Demon over the Batrider. That's how much the Chinese value it, because Batrider could blink in and drag one, not if you disrupt the bat and suddenly, you know, it's all the bat is out of position now.
And they'll get the flying creatures. They'll follow up with the bat, the Visage as well. And for Rising Stars, bat was ignored for them through 5 bans and their first 3 picks, and they'll take them now with their first pick of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you start out with Lone Druid and Dragon Knight, you go for the early pushes and you want your DK to get a ton of levels, and that's why they put a DK mid. But the lanes got a little bit wonky at the end. Nyx Assassin's a good counter pick against both Visage as well as Batrider. Spike Parapist good against both heroes. Monoburn great against the Visage, and Lone Druid is going to be the last pickup here for LGD.
LGD get one of their more kind of iconic lineups, and this to me looks like a safe lane Lone Druid.
Well, it looked like that in game 1.
It really looks like it this game, though. I mean, you've already got your 5 position support, the Shadow Demon. That's something where we haven't seen them have that strong defensive support. So could be an aggressive trial lane with Shadow Demon +2 and Nyx mid, Lone Druid safe lane. Could be something else. Could be the support Nyx, support Shadow Demon, defensive trial lane, off lane Lone Druid. It is an option for them, but Sylar is so good on safe lane Lone Druid. I just think it's very silly and foolish not to give him that safe lane farm.
I mean, if they go Lone Druid spec again, then they would have to do a different laning situation.
Then you're trading farm with Alchemist, and that's a little bit scary.
Yeah, and also it seems like, again, LG is going to have some awkward laning to do. If you go offensive trialing against Visage and Alchemist, you're going to be kind of in an awkward situation. If you have farming Shadow Demon and Nyx Assassin, pulling the jungle as Lone Druid in the bot lane, that might not be so bad, but you also, I guess that's okay. I guess you could, get a smoke or 2 and gank mid. That might not be too bad at all, in fact.
There's always Sylar taking the Lone Druid mid. We've seen LGD do that before, and right now it's their best hero to match up with Batrider. So if Rising Stars take the Batrider mid, if LGD think they're going to, depending on how the rest of this draft goes, wouldn't surprise me one bit if they say, okay, we'll put Lone Druid mid. And on the same time, for Rising Stars, you could also have an Alchemist going mid. We've seen the solo mid Alchemist from other Chinese teams. You rush the mech, you play sort of that utility role, not the main DPSer, and then you get another carry. So for Rising Stars, that's an option for them. They could go jungle bat, defensive dual lane Visage, or even tri lane if they want. I mean, whatever Rising Stars wants to do here, they also have quite a few options.
Yeah, until you see a LGD hero that counters bad mid, I feel like that's probably your best options. Yeah, Alchemist could mid lane, but again, he's going to be something like a Dragon Knight situation where he doesn't win the lane, he doesn't lose the lane either, so it's okay.
Speaking of Dragon Knight, that's still in the game, and that's something LGD might also go for. Could support Nyx, support Shadow Demon, Lone Druid as your 1 position, Dragon Knight mid. That's sort of a classic pushing lineup for LGD.
Yeah, but again, we can't see the DK mid anymore, right? We saw how one-sided it was last time, so probably if they do that, they have to put Lone Druid mid instead.
I think it's a little different with LGD though, because they have a better ganking combo this game. Last game was a Chen Nyx. That's not very strong. Shadow Demon Nyx is quite strong. The other thing is, it's also a
the player thing.
Well, I mean, I feel like for LGD, they're pretty confident as well in their solo mid play, so we'll see. And I think having the Dragon Knight your mid game is just ridiculous. Chen will be the ban here, actually from LGD. The team that, if anyone wanted to group up and push early, would be them. And I didn't feel that Chen was high impact last game, but they'll just get rid of it here.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have nearly as good defense coming out from Shadow Demon Nyx Assassin. Yeah. That's not exactly a forte. And if you want to give a lot of killing potential on your Nyx Assassin, Chen is just an annoying hero to deal with, so they take him away.
Let's see what this final ban will be for LGD. They've got 1 more to go. It's a Dragon Knight ban from Rising Stars. I love the ban. I mean, even though we saw Bat can dominate DK, it's also a Radiant DK, so he can just stack the small camp and look to farm that excuse me, fairly early on. Not at level 1 or 2, but say levels 3 to 5, especially with Battle Crow spam. And also, the Bat Rider's not going to be as devastating mid because he's a dire bat, so he can't go farm the jungle quite as easily. For Rising Star, still wide open how they complete this. Could be a jungle bat, a solo mid alch, Visage in a tri-lane. They could abandon their off lane. They could run the bat mid. Alchemist aggressive tri-lane, still have a solo yet to be picked up. The world is their oyster. Their lanes are wide open, but I mean, for me, the one big difference this game is LGD have the Lone Druid, and it could be a Sylar Lone Druid, and I feel like if he gets that, he can win any 1v1, even against a bat.
Yeah, that's why they pay up Lone Druid so much. He's just so damn good on that hero. I'm guessing maybe a Leshrac ban, maybe, coming up from LGD. That's generally kind of the more dangerous hero in terms of combling with Alchemist, combling with that Visage. It just feels like no matter what support that Rising Star picks up right now, as long as that support has a stun and isn't like ass, you will just win the lane. I mean, there's some ass supports out there.
I'm gonna go through my little flags here. I guess
Yeah,
the viewers can't really see it. We've
Let's
got
see
our
if there's
Disablers, Durable, Ass.
Yeah,
Actually,
there you
says
go.
Sneaker.
Somebody photoshopped that one in.
Yeah, that's not on the attributes list
remaining.
yet. Valve, please fix. Enchantress will be the final ban. So LGD, really worried about the jungle game of Rising Stars, and obviously you already have Visage familiar. Suddenly you have Chen creeps, Enchantress creeps. Your ability to push in the mid game is really strong. The one thing for LGD, they do lack counter push. So I guess when you realize that, this makes more sense. The other thing is, well, Chen Enchantress, some of the best heroes in the game to actually just dive and kill a Lone Druid. Unless Sylar has that godly micro.
Which he does.
Well, but it's one thing to have it, it's another thing to execute. It doesn't happen every single game.
Yeah, the Chen Enchantress big dives came out from the G1 LAN finals, and again, if you want your Lone Druid to have a successful early game, get that 9-minute, 10-minute arm level
10
boots,
seconds remaining.
make sure that he gets that 1v1 that he wants. Sven ban out here. I'm somewhat surprised. Are they going for minus armor strat? You have Alchemist. Are they gonna go like Shadow Fiend Venge and just go deep with that?
Well, it helps you a
I
lot
mean,
against
why do you ban Sven? Is that worth a ban if you're not going something crazy?
I think maybe it's more just because it's a good pushing complement to Lone Druid. So you have Warcry, now you have Lone Druid Bear. I mean, you can even skip Assault Crash, just go straight damage. And the other option, and Dragon Knight, obviously a great pushing hero. LGD, they'll go for a Windrunner
Is
here.
this Xiao 8 Windrunner mid against Bat? I would love to watch that.
It feels like a Nyx mid, and then a Windrunner Shadow Demon +1 tri-lane to me with a Yao Windrunner, I think.
Okay.
But it doesn't have to be. I mean, their options still very open.
Yeah, we saw Orange ran offensive tri-lane Windrunner twice. One of the game didn't work too well. The other game a lot more effective once you get a quick mech on her. And
it's the one thing it's really good at is actually just contesting a melee farmer, especially someone like Alchemist, because Windrunner is one of the best auto techs in the game. Very hard to go on her because she's got Windrun, and she'll normally get the farm, so she'll have early boots on the tri-lane. So you can just chip away at the Alchemist, and it makes it very hard to last it in the lane. So if you're I think the game where Orange was really successful, they were contesting an anti-mage's safe lane farm.
Yes.
And it's really good against something like that or something like the Alchemist, but might not be a safe lane Alch. I mean, it could easily be an Alch mid and a Visage +2 in that tri-lane.
I mean, you bring up a great point because Alchemist has very low starting armor. I think it's like 1 or even 0.
Yeah.
So when you have Shadow Demon and Windrunner harassing away, that could do a ton of work. So
as for LGD, if it is a farmy Windrunner, I mean, if it's a Windrunner mid, then we're looking at a Lone Druid solo and a Shadow Demon Nyx +1 in a tri-lane. I feel having the Nyx in that tri-lane weakens it quite a bit. I would rather see the Nyx get an early level 6, put him mid. Windrunner also does pretty well against Bat Rider 1v1. So that's the one other possibility is they maybe want to put the Lone Druid mid, the Windrunner safe lane, and then aggressive try Nyx Shadow Demon +1. Point is, we don't really know. We got to see what they're going to pick. Keeper of the Light, the final choice from Rising Stars. So if they want to contest try versus try, this is, considering they have a melee farmer, about as good as it gets, because you have Keeper of the Light and Visage Soul Assumption.
yeah, there's a ton of damage output coming out from Rising Stars tri-lane, so
Little squishy.
sure, it just depends on who fires the gun first, right? Queen of Pain's going to be the last pickup here, and that should be our mid unless we have,
So,
again,
okay, our tri-lane is going to be Windrunner, Nyx, Shadow Demon.
right?
For LGD. Probably the Sylar safe lane Lone Druid, I think Xiao 8 Queen of Pain mid. And then you look at the matchups here. Lone Druid and Queen of Pain, two of the better solos to lane against a Bat Rider. Lone Druid and Queen of Pain also do great against Alchemist, so the Alchemist solo mid isn't really that viable, I feel. He pretty much has to be in the tri-lane. That means that puts either Bat mid or Bat off lane, in which case, either way, they need a solo for Rising Stars.
Yeah, I feel like maybe the Bat off lane might be a little bit better. The Lone Druid matchup is annoying, but you have like 3 or 4 levels before he gets that.
If it's not the Bat, who else is it? That's the real question here. Because there's not a whole lot of heroes left that can actually deal with any Lone Druid.
I was gonna say Windrunner, but she's picked, so
I mean, even then, Windrunner's going to
Clockwork. That's in the
There's
poll.
the Weaver, if they want to
Weaver's
go
in the
minus
poll.
armor. Oh,
There you go.
There you go. Thought of it right as the picks happen. And there's your minus armor. There's what could be a tri-lane carry. Once in a while, Rising Stars has put the solo mid. That's something that Gods has talked about in the past. I haven't ever seen it, but it is on Air's hero list. So let's see. Maybe a solo mid Weaver, off-lane Bat, and then a tri-lane Alk, Keeper of the Light. A Visage. A bit unorthodox as far as the picks go from Rising Stars, but you look at these heroes and their lanes, and I feel all the lanes are pretty decent. Weaver can actually do pretty well against Lone Druid before Lone Druid hits level 5. If you're able just to do a lot of early harassment with Sakuchi, with your double proccing auto attacks, you can, if not drive Sylar out of lane, at least force him to burn through all his regen. And speaking of Sylar, he's back where he belongs, Lumi. He's finally on that Lone Druid.
Yep, and also for the rest of the LGD team, we have Yao playing Queen of Pain. DDC is going to be handling a support Windrunner. DD is going to be playing Shadow Demon, and we're going to see Xiao 8 playing the solo Minisk Assassin.
Are they tri-laning the Queen of Pain? Because it sure looks like it right now. Xiao 8, I mean, could be the tri-lane Nyx. He could be just...
The farming, yeah.
Farming Nyx in the tri-lane is kind of unusual, because Nyx needs levels a lot more than he needs farm.
Tri-lane Quap, what does that do?
Well, you have 3 ranged heroes against Alchemist. I don't know.
Are
It
they
feels
suiciding?
awkward.
Are they suiciding the Quap?
That's the other option is, I mean, is this where they just offlane the Quap? Offlane Sylar on the Lone Druid even?
I mean, if you look at the tri-lane...
Very unusual. Are they going to hero swap? Maybe that's the other thing.
There is that thing too, and we're paused, so we don't know. But if you look at this particular tri-lane, whether it involves the Queen of Pain or Nyx Assassin, they have so many ways to actually prevent a hero from being gone upon. Disruption, the Windrunner for herself, the Spike Carapace for the
It's
Nyx.
a very strong defensive tri-lane, but how good is their offense? Because I look at Rising Stars, and Rising Stars are the ones who want to defend. LGD, if they're going to go try versus try, you run this kind of a tri-lane to take the fight early to the Alchemist, to the Keeper of the Light, before you get points in your Keeper of the Light's Chakra Magic, before you level up Illuminate. Because in a war of attrition, Rising Stars just win. They have Chakra Magic, they have Illuminate, you don't.
Yeah, the burst damage is actually very lackluster coming in from any tri-lane combination that LG has.
They
Your
need a lot of levels for it.
Yeah, your best is like a Disruption into Soul Catcher, and we're talking about level 2. I'm not even sure how they find that level 2.
And then you level 1 Scream. It's, like you said, underwhelming.
Or level 1 Impale, and then that's not really high damage either, so...
By the way, just to set the record straight, apparently it wasn't women, it was women, and apparently I'm supposed to know Chinese, even though I'm the white man here.
Well, I'm supposed to know Chinese, but I'm pretty white too, so... I'm what they call a banana, and I'll
apparently it meant something completely different, so... My apologies, guys. I don't speak Chinese. Someday we'll get Winter in the studio, and...
There you go.
He'll replace Lumi, because Lumi, your Chinese ain't cutting it.
Look, I got way more catchphrases, so he's got to work on that.
Yeah, where are your RNGG crits now?
I don't know. I'll think of something smart to say. Rising Star, by the way, we'll have Air on Weaver, so that's going to be the solo mid. Mofi is going to be playing Visage Child 2G up on his one row Alchemist. We're going to have XTD on Bat Rider. That's the support Bat. And Super on the... Wait, XTD plays support, right? Unless they swapped it off, because Mofi usually plays off lane.
Yeah, but they're pretty versattle, this team, so...
Okay.
It's going to be a 4-position Bat Rider.
And I do believe the Xiao Tuzi Alchemist is what took game number 3 from Mythtrust, or was it game number 2? One of the games they won.
It was their closer, I think. Yeah, I think it was their finisher that they won too.
Yeah, I remember kept saying, man, if this Alchemist keep getting farm and the game just stretched long, he could just win a game off Grievous Greed. And LGD should not make that mistake.
Welcome back to the studio, guys. We're just waiting for game 3 to get on pause, get underway. Lumi, I'm excited for this game. I like what Rising Stars has done here, just going for something different. They haven't drafted standard. They haven't drafted what maybe works for a team like DK or IG, you know, a lot of these other top Asian teams. They've gone with heroes that are sort of their signature heroes, heroes that work for them. And oh, by the way, they have Visage. Hero is, it was 18-3 coming in today.
He hasn't won a game today yet.
Yeah, actually he's been losing today, but it
0-2.
doesn't matter. Record's still fantastic. AUI's passed out because Visage isn't winning.
Right,
So
and there was no Rod of Atos.
He is sleepy now.
Yeah.
He's tired.
Here's the thing, I feel like Rising Star have better lanes in this game, so you could kind of get a little bit of snowball going, and also if the lane situation or the mid game's not working well, they have some great base defense.
Right, absolutely.
We talked about the Power Firefly last game, we talked about Illuminate, and Illuminate not only defends tower, but also kills people.
Yeah.
What we saw. And when you have Acid Spray, Illuminate, as well as the threat of Firefly initiation coming out on you, how do you push against that? It's actually hard to break the high ground, and suddenly you have Grievous kicking in.
Yeah, if it goes late, maybe Rising Stars actually have it. The LGD have so much lockdown. They've got Carapace, Impale, potentially a Basher later on, but certainly Entangle, Queen of Pain Shadow Strike, maybe an Orchid, a Slight Device, Shackle Shot, Disruption. They've got a lot of damage. They've got a lot of lockdown. But guys, it's time to get ourselves back inside the game. On the Dire side, Lumi went through the players. I'll just talk about the team. Rising Stars, this team, they took game 1 with a pocket wisp pick. They're hoping for a game 3 victory here. If they win it, it'll be a 2-1 win for them, and they'll move on to the winners bracket finals. They'll be one best of 3 away from potentially going to Seattle. On the other side, in the bottom left corner, we've got LGD, your Chinese superstars, your 3rd place team from the International 2. They haven't even secured a slot there at the event. They were invited. They said, it's not enough for us to do okay at the event. We want to take 1st place, and we don't feel we can do it with Long DD, so we're going to make a roster change. We're going to bring DD back into the fold. Now they've got to prove that they're even worthy to be there at the event. They'll have to fight their way through Rising Stars. Game 3, Lumi. Is your body ready for this?
I hope it is. I mean, I am, sort of.
As he lazily moves the mouse around.
I'm not actually very confident about LGD's picks here. I mean, they're fine heroes. It's just the way that it's drafted against the lanes coming out from Rising Star.
I'm feeling a little more comfortable now because look at what they've done. They have Sentry Wards up on Sylar, the Lone Druid mid. They expect this Weaver to go mid, which is normally what Rising Stars do with it. Air, well, starting with the Healing Self, start with the Tango. He's been pulled. And you look at the Batrider, hard to say. He's rushing a bottle, but could be going off lane. If it is the Weaver mid, I mean, that's where Lone Druid actually does very well in that lane because Weaver wants room to move. And Weaver won't get room to move in the mid lane.
Yeah, I'm surprised the fact that XCD is actually saving up ton to go. This is what you see generally from the mid because you rush that bottle. What is he exactly rushing on the bot lane? Maybe for a quick boots and then just go for a quick kill, but you're not going to get that against Queen of Pain. So the draft didn't really make me confident, but the laning from LGD, it seemed like they're reading Rising Star like a book.
Yeah, Lone Druid is actually a hero that you can kill off at level. If he's safe lane, he pushes up too far, you have boots and he doesn't, you might be able to kill him before he can react. If you get pushing back in, say at level 3 with 1 point Sticky Napalm, 1 point Firefly, and 1 point in Flame Break. But, in fact, it is a mid-weaver, and Air, he's been pulled, yes, but he's got his work cut out from Sylar or Venom at level 1. Just expecting no harassment on the bear, going 1v1 mid. I love this small adjustment in his item build. Maximum harass on Air.
Yeah, it's really, really smart. And again, good, really decision here. Right, getting that right lane. I expect to have the advantage in that lane. What do you put here on the advantage on the bot lane? I think Batrider is a little bit stronger, especially the fact that you have a lot more chasing power. They're trading a little bit of last hit here, and Xiao quickly has to back off.
Well, Xiaohui's got 6 wand charges, and it's a safe lane Queen of Pain. So generally, I would say Bat maybe has a slight edge, just because he can chase her even when she blinks away in the side lane. But when you start Magic Stick and your safe lane, I would say Xiaohui's in pretty good shape. And if you're not careful, he could just turn around and kill you with that Magic Stick.
Yep. Meanwhile, this is the lane that's really going to decide it all for me. Is LGD's trialing up top. They still have a fairly, again, good defensive trial lane, but they're not going to get too many kills. And as a result, you can see that Super feel very confident leaving that lane, stacking a level 1 camp, and just leveling up. He's going to find that level 2, and he's going to come back in lane and start spamming the hell out of you. And what do you do against that?
Well, he's your lead CSer, of course. Those are small camp creeps, so only sitting at about 250 gold, but there's some extra observers, there's some extra sentries if you need it. For LGD, we go back to their tri-lane, and it's this kind of unorthodox Windrunner tri-lane. Normally a great tri-lane to contest a melee farmer, but for Rising Stars, sure, Alchemist might not farm that well now, but they can just stack and pull, and I don't really think LGD can kill anyone. Maybe they can kind of steal the pulls and just run a farming tri-lane, but the killing potential here very limited.
And normally, if you just keep Alchemist off creeps, which by the way has 0 and 0 with the point of Grievo's Greed.
Maybe ambitious there.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit, I guess. But it's like you said, sure, that they don't get any kills, but you will see this camp very quickly getting dewarded, and then eventually, you're going to get pulled upon, and it's hard for you to come back in terms of the EXP department.
Mid lane is going to be a struggle for Air. Well, he's doing all right so far because he's on the high ground. That's the one thing he does have going for him is some of Sylar's auto attacks are going to miss, but I mean, as Sylar gets levels, he hits level 5, that's where Air could be in a lot of trouble. Just one round of auto attacks driving him back. He's even getting fairly lucky with the misses there. Bottom lane, though, XTD. He's popped Firefly. He thought about a Flame Break. Xiaohui already using his Blink, but this is where your stick comes in. He's a full HP. Not really a good opportunity to chase. And as long as Xiaohui just pushes the wave a decent amount, he can go pull, and Bat's actually going to fall behind.
Yeah, it looks like Queen of Pain has actually opted for a double or level 2 Shadow Strike. I mean, it's actually a ton of damage output. At level 1 is 200 damage. I don't know what the exact level 2 value is, but it's a great way to harass back Bat. And if you said Bat is actually moving back, so having the early Magic Stick, yeah. That's huge. I mean, he gone for the boots first, and that's a kill build. I think as soon as he saw Queen of Pain having a Magic Stick at level 1, you go bottle. I don't think you go boots.
Well, now they're going to win all 3 lanes, because Yao, he's dominating that top lane, farming freely. Over towards the mid lane, you've got the Lone Druid, now 10 and 7. Sylar out farming air, and then bottom lane, Xiao 8 having a ball, 13 and 6. They might not have the most ridiculous late game or the best lineup for breaking the base on even footing, but it doesn't look like it's going to be even footing, Lumi. They already are ahead by about 800 gold, 400 experience, and considering that all the lanes are just a mirror match in terms of number of heroes and that sort of thing, LGD are just massively ahead, and it looks like it's only going to get worse. Sylar hits level 5, Air can just almost be driven out of lane, if not just killed.
Yeah, XCD is going to give in on the bot lane altogether and start jungling. And is he going to go for a gank on the top lane, or is he stacking? So far, he's not doing anything at this point. Having a flame break right now in the jungle, not exactly too helpful. And guess what? Xiao 8's going to be rising away. This is the quote-unquote one-row quad that we saw last game, and I think he's going to have a way bigger impact this one.
Yeah, I mean, because you look at what Rising Stars have, they have 3 or 4 heroes that can just be blown up. And an early Orchid absolutely ruins Weaver, absolutely ruins Keeper of the Light, absolutely ruins Visage even. So I look to this Queen of Pain, like you said, much bigger opportunity to have an impact and an easier time. It's a totally empty lane.
Yep. So Yao actually picks up a Ring of a Basilisk. I was almost certain that he's going to upgrade into a phase boot and start to just zone completely Alchemist out of lane, but looks like he wants to take it a little bit slowly, giving his ally a little bit more mana regen. Still no go coming out here from LGD, which is somewhat expected. Again, we talked about how they're not going to get too many kills, and they're playing like it. They're not trying to force anything. They're going to just slowly rise away, but that's where the Illuminate start will happen, and it's going to be annoying.
I mean, in the long run, I think LGD will suffer a bit in terms of the harassment, but they still have set of tangos, healing salve, another set. So 2 sets of tangos, actually call it 3.5, or even, I think it's even 4 sets when you add up all the tangos. They'll be fine for a while, and by the time they're even in trouble, Queen of Pain's going to be able to rotate to the lane, because Xiao 8's already level 5. He'll need 1 extra level to get involved since he went for level 2 Shadow Strike, but that shouldn't be a problem for him. LGD, they'll want to make things happen here in the mid game, but I think they should easily be able to.
Yeah, Weaver does have himself a bottle, which is actually pretty nice with Sakuchi. Once you know exactly where it is, you get there very quickly. And he basically will have a full bottle all the time. But
well, unless Sylar's denying the runes, and if Sylar guesses with the bear, he can deny everyone.
Right. I mean, I guess Sylar also want to keep his bear always mid, though, because he's also getting very decent harass. It's just actually hard. You can say he's actually getting a gauntlet first. He just needs any extra HP, because you don't know if you're going to survive that first route. I
imagine we'll see the drums here for air. You can just get the casual gauntlets, even the casual bracer. It's all an option, but LGD, they're keeping pressure on all 3 lanes. Xiao 8, he's punishing the fact that this bottom lane is abandoned. Now XDD comes back into the lane, but he is so far behind. Level 5, sure, but you look at levels, you look at items. Xiao 8 with a big advantage. He'll man up here. He baits out the Firefly, and now that it's down, Xiao 8, he can wand up, maybe Bottle Crow once, and then he can go for a first blood.
Yep. I wonder if it's going to actually take his ultimate at level 6.
No, when you go this build, you just max Scream Pain, and then you take the ult.
Yeah, sorry, I meant ultimate at level 7. As he cannot take his second point, or the last point of his Scream at 6.
I mean, because the thing is, if you take the ult, is so expensive in terms of mana.
Quap, user Blink, and it's going to be surrounded, but does have to haste.
What do you know?
What a lucky spawn.
Well, they were checking the top rune with their other heroes, so LGD, a bit lucky that the rune goes there for Xiao 8, but hey, they're also being disciplined. They're sending heroes to both rune spawn simultaneously. Sylar free farming mid, Xiao 8 free farming bottom, and even top lane, Yao, most important thing for him, he's slowing down our Alchemist. There is 14 CS on Xiao 2G, but this early on, Grievel's Greed, it's only going to do so much. It's only level 2. LGD, they're in great shape.
Yeah, they are. It comes down to when the rotation from the support is, because I feel like LG, like you said, have decent ganker in the form of Shadow Demon and Nyx Assassin, but so far they're very content to rise away. They're going to get themselves a huge stack up here.
Something Gods actually used the term for yesterday was a farming tri-lane, and that's what this is. They're just stealing the enemy's farm with Power Shot, stacking the enemy's big camp, farming that as well. I mean, sure, you're not actually killing the Alchemist, but you're accruing a big gold advantage, and we take another look at it since it's such a passive game, almost a 2k gold lead. Only a 750 experience lead. They will catch out DD here. They go with the Grave Chill. Illuminate being channeled. Shackle is going to connect on Xiao 2G, protecting the Shadow Demon from what otherwise would have been a first blood. Now he actually walks into tower range. He's dying to the tower. Power Shot going to bring him down. A huge blunder by Xiao 2G. Wanted that kill. He wanted it badly. He's going to play. Maybe there was lag at play there, because going in, I mean, that was just a very risky play, to say the least.
I thought XCD was going to pause and go with the console command. Well played. And
I believe Rising Stars does have a team house, so if he was lagging, it's something they should have been able to call right away.
Yeah, no, I think there might be a lag, because you generally don't make that chase if you're against a Shadow Demon. Your stun would never actually hit. Your stun will never actually apply, so...
Meanwhile, bottom lane, it's given us time to see Xiao 8 almost killing off XTD. Won't do it just yet. He's taken the level 4 Scream. Now he goes back for the ultimate. And, well, he'll bottle Crow here. So I imagine Queen of Pain, early Orchid.
Yeah.
It's just such a good game to get an Orchid.
You know, early BKB is a big thing as well. I think we missed a kill up top here on Windrunner. I'm not sure whether how many deposits were having effects.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, I was typing ... So I'm not sure if the unpause came a little bit too quick. In any case, the farming tri lane now kind of is losing advantage.
They got first blood. They're still pretty happy.
Yeah, it's decent exchange.
And Sylar, he's free farming mid. He's your lead farmer for this game, rushing an armlet, and we've seen the power of that early armlet. There's still a sentry ward up for him. He can plop it down mid anytime he needs to. Already level 8, and he can really start pressuring the tower. And this is something Weaver isn't really good at. Weaver's not the best counter push hero. The Swarm's alright, Sakuchi's alright, but the bear kind of shrugs it off and keeps on wailing away.
Yeah, and he's going to have some kind of support TP coming in from his ally if he wants to keep this tower up. Also, Facebook is now picked up on the Windrunner because of that first blood, so... I
feel you can just leave her alone. Like, Yao doesn't actually need help. If you want to leave DD here, that's fine, but they can go roam and gank if they'd like.
Well, if they leave the Windrunner alone, one support could somewhat zone Yao out of the lane, and that's going to give Alchemist room. So you at least want to stay in parity in terms of support. You can see how that's why DD's hanging around. Sure, he's not really doing too much in terms of killing the Alchemist, but that allows us, we see a disruption coming on, power shot's going to fly. It allows Yao to actually play it as aggressive as he's playing.
Xiaowei, he got another rune and invis for him, and they'll continue to push in this bottom lane. Just chipping away. Queen of Pain, not normally known for her pushing prowess, but when Batrider's this low, XDD, he can't really defend the tower. He gets Tranquil Boots. It's going to be a slow blink for Rising Stars, and I look at their lineup, Lumi, and I see nobody else who can actually force fights. If any hero was going to be shut down, this is the one that you don't want to have this kind of a start. The Batrider, he's the key to their mid-game engagements.
Yeah, the only thing that Rising Star could hope for is like an LGD big dive into Illuminate, into perhaps a Swarm and chase for a couple kills.
DDC, he's wrapped around. XDD's in big trouble here. Impale is going to connect. This won't be your first blood, but it will be another kill for LGD.
Yeah, and the Queen of Pain is getting those kills in EXP. He's up to another 1,000 gold. We're going to quickly get an idea of what item he's going to go for. It just feels like any item he's going to go for is going to be good. It doesn't matter if it's BKB
I really
Orchid.
prefer the Orchid. I mean, you're so far ahead, so many easy snipes.
There's a Weaver on the map, and that's going to be the biggest...
Yeah, if you get Silence Air, he just dies.
Yep.
He'll actually be forced to teleport bottom to try and deny this tower. Glyph popped. Can he get the deny? The Swarm comes out. Xiaowei maybe driven back here. Doesn't get the tower last hit. Now he does.
He might die here. No, he's going to TP out.
No, I don't think it's going to be enough. Xiaowei, he'll get away. And a 10-minute armlet. Actually, 1 second earlier for Sylar. One of the fastest armlet timings you'll see. He only got boots on his hero. Did he even get them on the bear? Well, Orb of Venom, that's it? That's a very fast armlet.
Yeah, he doesn't have to buy the orb that he usually buys. He doesn't have to need as much regen. I think that he only gone to a single set of regen.
I'm just watching this puny little Weaver, this pathetic bug try to scratch the big bad bear, and it's just being shrugged off.
Yeah.
11 armor on the bear.
If he gets an entangle, he's going to force Air to actually use time lapse, which, by the way...
Look at how desperate they are to kill him. They're going to rotate their entire team in mid. They'll go for a long-range flame break. It will clip Sylar. Now the Grave Chill. They can lasso him back. Actually gets disrupted while being lassoed, still being pulled. But will it matter? Soul Assumption hardly even scratches him, and he gets away. DD was there.
Yep, and Yao was there too. Like, this is why that Shadow Demon is such a high pick, even before Batrider. I'd like to remind everybody, LGD had first pick. Went for the SC instead of Bat because of stuff like that. Bat cannot save his carry as easily as Shadow Demon would.
Xiaowei, he'll go Orchid. Early Oblivion Staff, obvious choice for him, and it also is so good against Batrider, something we haven't talked about. I mean, you mentioned the disruption. Even better than disrupting somebody or the Bat is just silencing him and then blowing him up.
Yep.
And with an Orchid this fast, could even have the Orchid before XDD has his blink, or around the same time, which is kind of insane.
I mean, even though if he doesn't get one of the quickest Orchid ever, which he is gonna, because he's gonna have free farm, he's also doing a ton of pressure on the bot lane, forcing multiple TPs to come in. One came from Arrow, right? Tower didn't deny. Now Mofi's in this position. He could kind of solo kill anybody, so Rising Star is gonna have to pick. Even though they're sending one person in bot lane, they're not farming that lane. They're just kind of holding it on.
And good news for Rising Stars, Xiao Tuji has started to pick up his farm. He's gone for a Grievel's Greed max, no points in the Acid Spray, so if he can find last hits, he'll catch up fairly quickly. He's only at 39 CS yet. You look at the farm chart, he's only 500 gold behind a Windrunner, who's a good 20 CS ahead, or excuse me, 10 CS
DDC is
ahead.
going to find himself super...
Level 6 Nyx, 12 minutes in. Not that fast, but it should be enough. Vendetta Strike is here. No Carapace, just a Shackle. They thought they had to kill. Oh, they'll find it in the end. One last auto attack from Yao, but DDC... he'll pay for his insolence. He's going to go down, and Rising Stars, they're definitely happy to trade now.
Yeah, they get themselves a mid tower out of that as well, because you leave Lone Druid alone for 2 seconds.
Xiao 8, he's on the hunt bottom lane. Oh, he was thinking about it. He won't go yet.
And again, that's the power of a Queen of Pain pressuring on the bot lane. You get people that center, they just don't get farmed. Mofi's going to get a little bit under the tower. He's going to hit level 6. But again, because he's forcing TPs, that's allowing Lone Druid going to have a ton of easier time in the mid lane, pressuring tier 1 and now perhaps even tier 2. He's going to go bot. I think he's looking for a tower push.
Yeah, you got the early armlet, and this will force a big rotation for Rising Stars. They do have the familiars, but the bear is going to say, no familiars for you, not for long.
Oh my god.
They'll actually go to the side shop. Xiao 8 just DPSing them down.
Yeah, that's 100 free gold that he should not have gotten.
It's hard to deal with this. I mean, Queen of Pain, she's got good attack, animation, decent range. Sure, you don't give the gold away, but then your familiars do nothing.
Right.
It's a tough situation, and LGD looks like they want to keep the map spread. They'll keep 2 or 3 heroes in each lane at most. They'll never send 4 to one lane. And given that they have a tri-core lineup with a Windrunner, a Queen of Pain, as well as a Lone Druid, all of which scale well, I think it's the right way to go. They'll go in on
Top
Xiao 2G now, top lane, gets disrupted, look for the Vendetta Strike. No, they'll just impale to start. He does get off his ultimate in 1 second. If he can, he might yet live. He's shackled to a creep. He can't use it. Now Yao on the way out. Air giving chase. Flame Break pushes both the way. Yao, he's got, well, does he have a way out? He'll drop his tangos. In comes Visage from the backlines, trying to bring Yao down. In comes Xiao 8 as well. They want some additional kills. They'll kill off the bugs. The tier 1, not dead yet, taking a lot of damage while this is happening. Sylar, he'll take a tier 2 bottom. And that's the beauty of the Lone Druid. You give it to Sylar, you give it farm priority, and even when your team's trading evenly, it's not an even trade, because Sylar, he's getting towers.
Yeah, I also thought offlane offlane tri-lane farming is a myth, but unfortunately, definitely not a myth here, as Windrunner has herself a phase and a mech, and we're seeing 14 minutes. Generally, you see that's what you get from a free farm Darkseer. It's actually matched that time and did a ton of work.
Here's the difference, though. Offlane Darkseer doesn't slow down Alchemist's farm.
Yep.
If Xiao 2G was up against an offlane Darkseer, he'd probably have 80 to 90 CS now. And that's not even that impressive, because he'd be left alone.
Yep.
And then you're looking at an Alchemist who's your net worth leader. Maybe has 8k gold, but this was a aggressive pressuring tri-lane that also farmed.
That
That's
also
pretty
got
impressive.
first blood, because I'm not sure whether the lag or Alchemist ran in shower. In any case, that's what happened. Windrunner got the first blood, and now they're going to get a tower on top. So we're seeing a 4 tower goal lead, and now that translates to about almost 10,000. Experience-wise, 3k. And here's the thing. There's no mech up on the Rising Star. If LG wants to push and get tier 2s now, they definitely can.
Xiao 8, I sort of mentioned it as a vague possibility, but he could legitimately have his Orchid before XTD has his Blink. In fact, it's almost guaranteed. He's got it now. That's absolutely unbelievable. You will almost never see this. DDC in the enemy jungle, hunting for a kill under cover of Vendetta. He'll go in now. He'll impale 2, a casual 2-hero stun, and probably some kills as well. The shackle shot isn't going to connect because DD actually disrupts Batrider. Who even cares? Air's dropping fast. He needs a way out. Can he get away? He won't even time-lapse. Oh my goodness, I'm not sure why not. Probably would have died anyway, but Xiao 2G next in line. 4 dead, call it 5, super, no way out for him. He'll channel Illuminate. Xiao 8 says, I don't care, I want these kills, double kill for me. Director 8 and his crew, they are just crushing their way through Rising Stars. They now lead by 11k gold, 6k experience, and I just don't see them stopping.
That's a 5-man team wipe without the Orchid. That's put it a little bit in perspective. Tier 2 is going to be going down here. Sylar is going to pick up yet another item. Hypersoul's already up on the bear. If you want to go for AC, that's fine. If you want to go for a Basher, I think that's even better because they're taking these kind of small-scale engagement. But any item they're going to pick up, it's going to be adding such another layer that Rising Star cannot break through.
Rising Stars are smoked and they're desperate. They know they have to make something happen soon. Xiao 2G, he'll opt to skip that Battle Fury that you often see on the safe lane Alchemist because they're losing too quickly. He won't have time to farm for that. He'll have to go straight for something that allows you to be a little bit more aggressive, maybe force LGD to buy a gem or a sentry, slow them down. Speaking of gems, Lumi, already, gem out on DD, 16.5 minutes. Might have even had it a little bit sooner, but I love this. You get ahead, you have the tri-core, you don't have the hardest carry in the game, but you do have a lineup that scales well. Keep the pressure up. They'll go in on Xiao 2G mid lane. He hits a Vendetta Strike. He's going to die under the shadow of his tier 3. Beautiful play from LGD. Map control from the director, and LGD are just cruising their way.
I mean, this is how you get ahead, and this is how you win games. Wards down on every single lane, so as long as they see you, they know you're not smoke. They don't see you if creeps pressuring. They know, and the only thing that LG could lose to is a well-orchestrated smoke gank, and I just don't see it happening right now.
Xiao 8, he'll go BKB next, and he gets this BKB. What do? They have very little physical damage because Alchemist isn't farmed. They have gone for, well, I like this pickup from Mofi. He's gone for Medallion, which is going to help. They have Acid Spray, they have the Medallion. Potentially, if LGD overextend, now Rising Stars have enough damage where they can find kills. I like their item selections. The problem is, it's just so few items. I mean, you compare that to Quidapay with an Orchid, a Lone Druid with, you even mentioned, Assault Cuirass is coming fairly soon. No, he'll get Hyperstone, he'll go back for Basher. So, I mean, the level of items that Rising Stars are getting, it doesn't even matter if they're the correct items, they're just not enough.
Yeah, the Sven ban on the last ban from Rising Star makes a lot of sense now. With the Medallion, the bugs, as well as the Acid Spray, they can actually bring down the bear very quickly.
Am I actually seeing this? DDC, our support, Charlie Nix, is hunting the enemy Bat Rider. Xiaowe's going to come in. They should be able to get this kill. Quidapay ult is there, slams it home. And another kill going the way of LGD. They could go Roche, but I don't even know if they need to.
I mean, breaking high ground is going to be somewhat difficult against that Medallion.
Well, it's the same. You can't question this. They're going to go Roche.
Yeah, I mean, the Roche is absolutely free, which they will take it. And, you know, well, Rising Star, what did they do? I'm not sure.
Is that a Basher? It is. 18-minute Basher, Hyperstone, Armlet on the solo mid Lone Druid. Never got ganked, never got pressured, and that's the one other reason the solo mid Lone Druid was so effective. Was Rising Stars, they had an Alchemist safe lane, so they can't really gank that lane, and I mean, they didn't have a great ganking duo of supports either. Keeper of the Light, Visage, not a strong ganking combo. So they could get away with this, and they could then put the Quidapay bottom lane, really dominate the Bat Rider. I just love everything LGD's done this game, and Rising Stars, what can they do? Maybe a familiar snipe on the Aegis. It'll have to be something special like that to get the mech in this game.
Well, the Illuminate's actually whittling down a little bit. It's going to force a mech charge coming out from Yao. Of course, DDC having his own Medallion's a very nice touch to it. Lone Druid easily picks up the Aegis. And I do believe this is go time.
You've got a Medallion of your own on DDC. That'll be nice just to help pick off a few heroes a little bit quicker. If Keeper does spam Illuminate, you can pop your level 4 Spike Carapace, and you stun him, and you kill him, and then you break the base.
Yep, there's also BKB now up on Xiao, the gem allowing them the full range of all the D-ward action. And how do you hold this? How do you hold this?
It's going to be tough. Xiao2G's got a Shadow Blade, but you just get this item to stall the game and split push. This isn't an item that wins you the game now.
They see Super, and now the Vendetta is going to be used here. Gained himself a little bit of MS. He wants a Vendetta. Strike Central gets dropped down, but that turnaround slight amount is going to cost him that. That Medallion's going to be used one more hit. DDC having a solo, but yet a huge impact in this game right now.
Easy peasy. Sylar, he's terrorizing these poor familiars. He's farming them by himself at the enemy base. His team now comes back mid. 4 staff up on Yao. All the items in the world. And it's, like you said, it's go time for LGD. They're the returning, well, not champs, but one of the top returning teams from the International 2. Same roster, looked a little shaky in Game 1, stronger drafts in Game 2, and now in Game 3, and looking to take the series 2-1.
And the birds are being somewhat of an annoyance factor. Here comes a bug as well as a flame break. They're trying their best to hold the Medallion now, whittling down Bear as well, but a second resummon.
Tower's HP.
Yeah,
I mean, sure, you've got this blink on Bat, but you go into Mech, you go into Disruption, you go into Orchid, you go into BKBs. Good luck.
Silo doesn't even care right now. He's putting his hero in danger zone. But here comes Xiao2G. He's going to apply a huge stun, but again, redirects it back to Xiao2G's face.
That's not very tasty.
Yep.
LGD, maybe they'll wait for the double bear respawn. Bottom lane's pushing in. I think it's fine. Just play it safe.
Yeah.
Why take any risks? Let the bear respawn. Maybe farm towards your Assault Cuirass. At least get a plate mail on the bear, and then go again.
This is not a situation where they have like a Spectre that's close to Radiance or Mantis Hour or something big. Like, Alchemist, sure, he gets you some insane late game carry if he gets 4 tier 2 items, or sorry, 4 tier 4 items. But he's got an Ogre Club. Like, there's just no farm coming out from Xiao2G.
It's also the composition that LGD has is actually pretty good at dealing with an Alchemist. He's a melee carry, so Demonic Purge is going to be strong. Shackle Shot is hard to deal with. Quidapay can build a Scythe. They're also very mobile, so even if Alchemist goes in, even if he had 4 or 5 items, he could be kited fairly effectively. So, and on top of that, well, he's nowhere near 4 or 5 items, like you said. He's just got Shadow Blade.
Yep, and now LG got the bot wave push out. That play that they just did, very reminiscent of DK. Like, you're very far ahead. You're about to rack some. You don't give him a tier 1 because, hey, why give him any gold when you could just, you know, kind of save him off, go back, and resume that push?
We won't actually see the plate mail for Sylar. He'll save for buyback up to 2.2k. LGD just looking to put the nails in the coffin here. Rising Stars hoping and praying for a miracle. Loser of this best of 3. They're not out, but they'll be done for today. They'll drop down to the losers bracket, and we won't see them until tomorrow. And when we do see them, they'll either be playing Vici Gaming or Rattlesnake, and then they'll have to play the other team who's in your winner bracket finals and doesn't win. It's going to be a tough road. You really want to take this game 3.
Yeah, neither does Rattlesnake or Did I say that right?
Oh my god, Super actually gets stunned. Oh my goodness, the Spike Carapace doing so much work. The Basher as well. Now Xiaotuji in trouble. Xiaohui's jumped in a bit far. He'll go down, has the buyback, pops it immediately. Alchemist as well, 1 for 1 so far. Still an Aegis up on Sylar. And now Xiaohui comes back, and he's probably mad after that.
Xiaohui's gonna blink across the map, and
there's no lasso. That's the big deal.
I mean, there's nothing on Rising Star.
Shackle on the Familiar, not gonna connect. Now the Bear working on the Familiars. Familiars will drop. They'll work on the racks here. LGD Gaming, they can smell blood in the water. They want to take this game 3. They want to be in your winner bracket finals. Winner of those winner bracket finals, they've already booked their trip to Seattle as either the wildcard team or the final team that's guaranteed a spot in the main event of the International 3. Mofi, Shackle to a creep, eats a Queen of Pain. Xiaohui blinks in. Secures an easy kill. Now stunned. Flame Break, not going to be there. He actually gets pushed away. That's an Illuminate that hits 4. That will drive LGD back. They have taken the melee racks. Now I think they just want to get out. They'll pop the mech, and, well, maybe they just go back in.
I'm not sure if they really need to go back in. Alchemist has the ultimate on. Looks like they disrupt.
Remember, he just fought back.
Yeah, no, DD's going to be in a little bit of trouble as well. I think if you're LGD, you back off. There's really no reason to take this fight. They're very low as well. DDC's going to pop the Vendetta. It's going to be on the run. The stun is going to get disjointed, but it'll still hit.
Almost got Yao killed there, Xiaohui.
Holy stuff.
Blinks right next to him, but barely avoids. You don't want to muss up Yao's pretty face, and in the end, he'll be okay. XDD, he's got Firefly. Blink and Lasso as well. They want to hunt some kills, but not going to find too many easy ones. Well, they got racks. It wasn't the cleanest break. It looks like I missed a good Lasso there from XDD to find that initial kill, but LGD, they had the buybacks, and they just kind of muscle their way in. Yeah,
the Illuminates, you know, they do actually do a ton of damage, and I don't think LG has that pipe to actually withstand multiple Illuminates. They're going to find themselves, imagine, a Shadow Demon kill on the bot lane as well.
Maybe not. Not with Xiao 8 lurking here. He's got a haste. He'll come in. No, he'll head mid.
I'm surprised that Alchemist did not charge a stun and just go for a... Oh, looks like...
Well, if you die there with no buyback, that's game, so I can kind of understand it. Oh, they'll go in mid. Now Mofi trying to get out. Can he be recalled in time? Doesn't look like it. He's going to eat a Shadow Strike. Medallion 2, and he'll go down with ease. Even a defensive disruption. Xiao 8's now hunting Familiars, killing them in 2 auto attacks when the auto attacks connect. And what do you know? It's a 25-minute Blink, Arcane Boots, Medallion support Nyx. I mean, that's a lot of farm.
He's playing the carry Nyx right now. 2-1 and 10. A little bit less kills for a carry, but hey.
Isn't that like the definition of a support Nyx?
I mean, the way that he's been playing is actually like a carry because he's roaming all the map, finding solo Vendetta kills on heroes like Keeper as well as Visage. So
even the Bat.
Yeah, even the Bat.
Well, it wasn't a solo kill, but it was close. Xiao 8. He's been a leader this game. 7-1 and 5. Plate mail for him. He'll go for a Shiva's Guard. And just another item to help you tank up. Counters, obviously, the Alchemist's Acid Spray. That's the one thing Rising Stars kind of had going their way was the Midas Armor combo, but with an Assault Cuirass on the Lone Druid, who's already naturally tanky, and now a Shiva's on Queen of Pain, I mean, how much is that combo really going to do for you?
Double TPs on the bot lane here, as we do have DDC coming in. Where's the 2-man Impale? It will hit right now. Xiaotuji will be the first target. Sonic Wave for 1 kill. The Shackle on Xiaotuji on tree. No Shadow Blade. Yes. Well, doesn't matter. Gems online.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, Fabrizi. LGD, they take yet another fight. They'll be going for their second lane of racks here. Rising Stars, they'll need a hope and a prayer, Lumi. I just don't see it happening.
I don't see it happening with their 2 most farmed, or what.
But that's why we play the game out, right? I mean, you never know. You never know, but no bat. If he can buy back, we'll see. Nope, no buyback available. They're going to break the base. Windrunner, she's just purchased something. Oh, we'll go in now. Blink in on Super. Super will drop. Now onto Mofi. He gets purged as well. Dropping pretty fast. Eats an Impale. Eats a lot of damage. Power Shot is there, but Sylar gets the kill. He wants more. Silence on air. That's going to be 3. Xiaohui claims it. GG, well played. Rising Stars, they put up a good fight. They took game 1 with the pocket strat with the Wisp, but they couldn't seal the deal. LGD, clearly the more complete team here. They'll be advancing to your winner bracket finals, and they await the winner of Vici Gaming versus Rattlesnake.
No surprise to me. Hello, 2-1. Predicted it. Saw it. Great draft coming up from LGD. Don't give them anything. And I was very impressed with the laning. We were kind of predicting Queen of Pain mid and Bear bot, but they just ran it, gave the Sentry 1 mid, 1 bot, and the rest was history.
It's the versatility of LGD. They can put the Lone Druid mid. I mentioned it as a possibility in the draft, but they just went with it. And they even pulled him Sentry Wards, which also shows that they've studied Rising Stars, because most teams you wouldn't expect the Weaver to be in that middle lane, but Rising Star is something they do. LGD, they didn't take Rising Stars lightly. In Game 1, sure, they gave the Wisp away, but it seemed like they felt they had a plan for it. In Game 3, they show they've done their homework.
They were very close to winning Game 1 as well, or at least to me. The game was a lot closer, again, than the 15,000.
They've done their homework, they've studied the replays, and they were fully prepared for Rising Stars in Game 3.
Yep, so they're going to be waiting in the winner bracket finals, but let's hand it back to the analysts and see what they thought about this game.
Well, this game, LGD wasted no time. They also didn't need to run with the good old Phantom Lancer. They had a Queen of Pain in the safe lane, destroyed the Batrider, and mid lane, well, they destroyed that lane as well. Lone Druid completely out-CSing Weaver. That, to me, was the big thing. Both mid lane and bottom lane around the 8-9 minute mark, the LGD solo had doubled the CS of the Rising Stars solo.
Yeah, they both did really, really well, and I think this just demonstrates how versatile LGD can draft, because it looked... They did completely different things Game 1, Game 2, and 3. And compared to Rising Stars, they really wanted to do this Dragon Knight mid thing. They've been picking it very consistently in all of their games. And as soon as it got shut down, they said, oh, okay, I guess that doesn't work anymore. Let's try something else. And then they tried that twice. Didn't work out for them. So, yeah, it was really well played by LGD. And especially, they got that first very, very crucial kill on the Alchemist. That shouldn't have happened at all. Big mistake from the Alchemist to use his stun. He stunned himself within tower range. Worst case scenario.
Yeah.
In his defense, Windrunner, I'm pretty sure, misclicked and ran past 5 creeps and then realized he was out of position and died. So like it came back a little bit. It was kind of like a, all right, we'll give you this one because you messed up so bad, but they just like couldn't get any ground. They even tried ganking mid, and it was a great disruption from Shadow Demon. He happened to be there just at the nick of time. Yeah, I mean LGD just outlaned them and had better lane setups, and they just couldn't get any
the other thing with the LGD draft is they didn't actually need to get those kills in the tri lane. They just had to. They were shutting down the Alchemist farm. Alchemist had 2 or 3 CS 5 minutes in. Winrunner had at least a decent chunk. You didn't need a free farm winner. You just need to get your cheap items, to phase boots, your mech up. And then LGD knew they were winning the 1v1 matchups. It was really smart. They knew that Rising Stars liked her on the solo mid Weaver, so they had a hero Lone Druid prepared that could beat it. He had level 1 sentry wards and everything. And then, well, Queen of Pain Zhao. I feel like the Queen of Pain Batrider matchup, do you feel it should go so heavily in favor of Queen of Pain? It is the Queen of Pain safe lane. You get Magic Sick level 1, but he completely crushed the lane. Batrider went back to Fountain like at level 3 or something.
Yeah, I think the reason he won the lane was because of his skill build. He went 2 levels into Dagger, which is not typical. I mean, Queen of Pain basically trading hits very early is very efficient for her, and you can napalm and then right click as well, but it's only adding 10 damage per, so, and if things ever get scary, she can always blink away. So I think it was just a result of Zhao just focusing really hard on right clicks. He wanted to force him out of the lane, which he eventually did. Batrider said, okay, I can't continue to trade like this.
Batrider also had Batrider brought out a salve and it got cancelled immediately.
Really?
Was the other
Oh,
yeah,
man.
like around level right before he went back to Fountain, he just got a salve out. Zhao 8 blinked in, cancelled it. That was when he kind of used Firefly like as a counter initiation, but Zhao 8 just cancelled it and runs away. And I think then,
that's a huge mistake. It might seem small, but 400 HP and you just use the courier to ferry it all to you. You have to either get another salve and waste 25 seconds, or you go back to base and then go jungle. I mean, he outlaned him in plain and simple. So,
well, LGD advance. We'll take a quick look at our bracket and see where things leave us now moving forward in our playoff bracket here in the TI3, the International 3 Eastern Qualifiers. The prize pool now up to, I think, almost $2.2 million. I think the compendiums are getting us nice and close. I had a number written down.
Do you know what the next stretch goal is? I think it's the 1v1 tournament, if I'm
at
not...
2.3? We're going to have a quick check. But
I think we're pretty close. There's a bunch of really awesome stuff. If you guys haven't picked up a compendium yet, I absolutely recommend it. You get a battle bonus of 125% until August, which is absolutely insane. And
oh no! What have we done?
Oh my bad.
What have we done?
Rising Stars pulls it out somehow.
One job, Kawa, and it's okay. He'll get it sorted.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's like having a park conversation.
Hey.
Of course, your first team into the winter bracket finals looking good.
I think you're muted, LD. So.
Okay, I'm really loud enough you can hear me.
LGD are the team who advances. Our next match coming up, as you can see, the other first round match is going to be Vici Gaming versus Rattlesnake. Those two teams should be pretty much ready now. The game was scheduled about 5-10 minutes ago. Of course, this best of 3 series did go the distance. We did have some long, drawn-out games. That one of the more fast ones, but we'll be taking a quick break now because we do have a schedule to stick to, although we are already past it. As you can see, we were meant to start about 5 minutes ago. We'll be taking a quick break. When we come back, we'll be live with Vici Gaming up against Rattlesnake, guys. Stay tuned.